Good evening. This is Quiro. Got another tier 10 ranked game in my Shimakaze, going over the matchmaking. Got double booster, double gearing, Shima. Also got a Zao in there. Uh, Zao hanging out next to the boosters is kind of a nasty 1-2 punch with the radar and also the Zao Alpha. So this game has the potential to be pretty difficult. Um, the map's Tears of the Desert. Um, Generally, well, this is a really good Shimakaze map. Um, this game, I'm gonna come up here to A cap. We've got a Shimakaze that's closer to B cap, so I'm just gonna head up here and do my thing. um, I'm being diplomatic in chat because nobody's actually going to A cap, and that's the contested cap. Uh, Honestly, these these kinds of plans where they're gonna just kind of push through, you're really depending on getting some kills because the enemy team is basically going here and here at the same time. By the time you're able to push all the way through the enemy and get into C cap and get it capped, they've already got 3 to 4 minutes of, having both caps ticking for them. And that just creates a really rough situation for your team. So, um, um, I will play the weak cap Shimakaze's pretty fast DD, and against the matchmaking, really it's the only other Shima that can try to catch me. Um, and that can be, if a Shima wants to pick a fight with me, in general, I'm game. Uh, I'll usually be able to bully any other Shimakaze and actually a lot of Gearings and Yu Yangs as well if I can get the fight picked on my terms. I see smoke up here. Now I'm not running F3s for this build. I've been at the time just kind of testing both out, seeing what was most effective, and I think eventually well, as of right now, I've kind of settled on F3s because of the faster reload. I mean, that extra 16 seconds, you can do a lot with it. Um, so these torpedoes, I'm just shooting into that smoke just to try to deny anything sitting in here. I think there's a booster back in here that I'm not going to be able... Sorry, my voice is going. That I'm not going to be able to hit. But this guy can be, a hit. Uh, Gearing pops out of the smoke. I pick him up, and I mean, this is just good spotting. Just running with him, and you know, detected all that time. My Des Moines radar eventually picked him up, um, but since my team's starting to shoot at him, I'm going to push back in here because he's going to drop off, and I want to try to bump him again and give my team another couple shots at him. Reason why this gets kind of nasty is if he blew his damage control, he gets spotted again, and he gets hit and he gets a fire or something like that. Uh, his detection, I'm pretty sure he blew his smoke up here. His detection goes through the roof, and um, this is me testing to see if he has smoke or not. I basically wait for him to shoot, I smoke up, and then I open up on him, and I mean, he just gets crushed by my team. We caught him at just the right time. He didn't have smoke or anything like that. This is what I call the ebb and flow of battle. He was a weak destroyer because he did not have smoke. I did. So I was able to exploit that, pick a fight with him, As soon as he shots or shoots, smoke up so I'm able to mitigate the damage to me, and at the same time, you know, shoot him. I hardly did any damage, but my team did, but most of the heavy lifting there. But it's a case, it's a good example of how to work around some of these DDs that you typically can't fight on your own, like Radar Yu Yang. You know, smoking up like that, all that's gonna do is just blow your consumable. He's just gonna radar you. But if you're able to bait that radar out, he's got no smoke. You can do the same thing if you're able to use another ship. You know, for example, if I ran into a Radar Yu Yang right now, his radar was down, I could use this Zhao as a spotter. The moment he shoots at me, I just smoke up and farm him. Um, you know, those are the kinds of ways that you beat those ships. Z52, uh, a real good one is to bait their smoke out. So you kind of try to throw their hydro and their smoke out of sync, and it makes that ship much easier to deal with. So right here I picked up the cap, and this game's still somewhat close. Um, A cap is fallen. They're definitely not going to be able to get it back. Our B cap is under pressure, and what I'm looking to do is get some pressure on this Yamato. I don't want this guy being able to escape. This Wooster, can't really do anything about him now. You know, there's just, my Montana's got really poor firing arcs, so it's best if I just leave this guy alone for now. Now Wooster's pushing back into me. I'm calling target on him, heading towards my Zhao, and you know, checking out my torps. Think I'm gonna land one. Yeah, got two with a flooding. I'm gonna go on ahead and smoke my Zhao up. Really wanting him to farm this Yamato. This Wooster's so far away, he's gonna really struggle to hit me. I'm pretty healthy, so I'm gonna help try to burn this Yamato down. He whiffs with his back guns, and as long as he's keeping his stern to me, he's, you know, very minimal threat to me. His back gun is not going to really wreck me unless there's like some god level RNG. So I'm just, you know, chasing this Yamato, trying to spot the guy and keep him lit for my Zhao, and just try to make sure this guy's always burning. Excuse me, dinosaurs have me up all night last night, and I'm tired. Trying to get these videos all caught up for you guys. I go on ahead, hit the map border. Now this is actually a dangerous situation. If you haven't hit the map border like that, what happens is if you hit the map border and then just reverse, you still lose 50% of your acceleration. So it takes you incredibly long time to get off that map border. That is why I popped my speed boost, was just to get off that map border so I could get mobile. This Yamato's gonna be, actually I think this fire runs out, and you know, still just harassing this guy. But the engagement that I want you to see is coming up here with the Wooster. He's not going to radar me, but it's going to be a very similar engagement as if I was radared. And I want you to see how this plays out if you're doing it from this standpoint. So just trying to get this Yamato down. Wooster is up. He's shooting. If you notice, I'm not looking, but I'm changing my speed, and I know I've got to go dark, so I'm not gonna do the turn of death. I'm not gonna do anything like that. I'm gonna angle towards the threat, and I'm just going to play with my throttle. Um, you know, the Yamato might hit me. It's whatever. This guy is the primary threat. Uh, he finally gets a good hit on me, but I'm already off, and I haven't had to use my smoke. Um, Now, it did have the desired effect that I haven't been able to finish this Yamato, um, but it's not going to deter me. I'm still going to push. I think this Yamato must be out of heals or something, and I mean, so tempting to shoot right now. um, but really, before I do any sort of shooting, what I'm gonna do, I'm setting bait. Um, Basically torping in front of this Wooster, and then I'm just gonna start shooting. And this is what I'm talking about. The kind of the uh, way I attack these radar cruisers. I'm already turned, like reversing into them. When when I spot them, they counter detect me. I already start kiting away. What I do is I usually stick, you know, just the edge of my torpedo cone onto the RPF, so I can flood that you know, his projected path with torps, like I did there. He was visible that whole time, so I had time to, you know, get that done. Um, so it wasn't a really fast, you know, bam, 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 just drop torps basically, you know, 1-2 ship lengths in front of that radar cruiser, um, like you would normally have if it's the radar situation when you're trying to kite away. Um, but it's very similar, and I wanted to try to use this game in particular. It's you know, it's a decent destroyer game. Don't get me wrong. Um, but I wanted to use this game as an example for, you know, how Shimakaze is rather difficult for these radar cruisers to deal with if you play smart. If I was, you know, played dumb and locked my rudder over and did this big old turn right in front of the guy can farm me just constantly. Um, you know, you don't you don't turn out like that. You play it like a cruiser. You don't give up your citadel. Stay angled, juke your throttle back and forth. Shimakaze uh, has one of the highest horsepower to ton ratios in the game, so you accelerate and decelerate much faster than a lot of DDs, particularly with your speed boost active. Um, Use that to your advantage. You saw how much I was throwing off his shots. He only hit me decent a couple times, and you can tank, you know, full duration radars from these guys. Um, you know, just hanging in there and trying to play smart. Um, so anyway, this is, you know, another example where uh, just trying to actually this has a few things in it where they're little gems trying to that, you know, I see a lot of Shima players that aren't doing this, and maybe this video will help these guys. I don't know. Uh, but anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the game. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below, and I will talk to you guys later.